What were you doing at 15 years old? Studying for exams? Watching Netflix? Maybe gaming all day? Well, I'll tell you what you weren't doing. You weren't playing for Barcelona. That is reserved for one very special boy, Lamine Yamal. Remember the name. La Masia's newest academy graduate is already turning heads, with people saying he could be the heir to Messi and Ronaldo. He's had a rapid rise in football from playing 6 years above his age group to being in the first team training at the Blaugrana at the tender age of 14. But just how good can Lamine Yamal become? At the age of 16, Lamine Yamal has already broken a plethora of records. He's the youngest player to make his debut for Barcelona, and also the youngest player to start for Barcelona at 16 years and 38 days. I hadn't even done my GCSEs when I was that age, and he's playing and scoring for Barcelona.
Lamine has scored for Barcelona!
Because he's also the youngest player to score and assist in La Liga ever, and he's also the youngest player ever to win the Young Player of the Month award, which is actually for under 23-year-olds, so in theory, Yamal can win Player of the Month for the next 7 years of his career. He's not only done it for Barcelona, he's done it for his country as well. He had 3 countries fighting to get his signature. You have his mother's side of the family, which is from Equatorial Guinea. You also had his father's side of the family, which were from Morocco. And you also had his birthplace, which was Spain. Now, all 3 of these countries were biting at the bit to try get Yamal into the team, and Yamal chose Spain. For Spain, Yamal is their youngest debutant ever, and also the youngest goal scorer ever, after he scored against Georgia in a 7-1 thrashing.
Yamal! Oh!
He's taken both of these records from fellow La Masia graduate Xavi. Yamal's performances on the pitch are impressive. He's notched up a goal and 2 assists so far in 400 minutes of football, and he's also drawn comparisons to the great Lionel Messi. But can we really equate a young prodigy like Yamal to the Argentinian superstar? I mean, say it quietly, but Yamal has arguably had a greater start to life at Barcelona than Messi, having made his debut 18 months before Messi did, and having a greater starting impact than the Argentine. However, we must not forget it can be over as quickly as it rises. Yamal is not the first Messi regen to come out of La Masia. In fact, the most recent one is actually on loan in the Premier League right now at Brighton, and that is Ansu Fati. Ansu was meant to be the heir to Messi's throne in Catalonia. He became their youngest goal scorer and even got handed down the infamous number 10 jersey. And this was with the blessings of Lionel Messi when he moved to Paris Saint-Germain. The hype kept building for Ansu as he scored in his debut at 16, and then he scored a week later in his first start. He was set to be the new young superstar in football, but everything came crashing down as quickly as it was built up. Injuries unfortunately hit the young superstar, and it's kept him on the sidelines for over 100 games in the past 3 years. We've then got the original Messi regen, Bojan. Having making his first team debut at 17 years of age and 19 days, he scored 12 goals in 48 matches in his debut season for Barcelona, and the hype around this immense talent was unreal. Messi comparisons were happening while he was in his teenage years, but similarly to Ansu Fati, he never really kicked on. Things didn't really work out in Catalonia. He ended up spending time in the MLS, in Rome, Milan, and even bloody Stoke. Lamine Yamal has come in at a crucial point for Barcelona, with recent financial struggles making the club's ability to sign world-class players very limited. They've spent over 100 million euros less than their biggest rivals Real Madrid in the past 2 seasons, with their most recent signing João Felix being the best example. His annual salary at Barcelona is just 400,000 euros a year. Last season when he was at Chelsea or Atletico Madrid, he'd get that in 2 weeks' pay. The same can be said for João Cancelo, who has also taken a big pay cut. Reportedly on 150,000 a week, he's taken a pay cut to 75,000 euros a week to play for Barcelona. And this lack of money has meant Barcelona have had to rely on their youth, such as Gavi and Alejandro Balde, and most recently Fermin Lopez. With these troubles, it's given a perfect storm for Lamine Yamal to break through into the first team, and now cement a starting place in the team. And judging by the stats and the hype on Twitter and other platforms, it just seems that he's getting better and better each game. So how is Lamine Yamal different? Well, firstly, he's playing under the guidance of Barcelona's legend Xavi. Xavi understands the pressure of a young footballer, especially at Barcelona, as believe it or not, a long time ago, Xavi was in Yamal's position. Although Yamal is starting most games, Xavi is managing his minutes really well to avoid him getting injured. Because even though he's at 5'11", he's still growing. The perfect example for this is Wayne Rooney. Look at how many games he played at such a young age and how that caught up to him in his later career. Secondly, his playstyle thrives at the top level. Yamal has excellent ball control and is never panicking when in possession. He's creative and always looking for the right pass. And I think the best quality that he has is he's not afraid to keep the ball and he waits for the right pass. This allows him to fit perfectly into Barcelona's right-hand side, filling some relatively big boots of Ousmane Dembele, which they sold to PSG this summer. And finally, what sets Yamal apart from all of the rest, it's his humility. When he first got scouted into Barcelona's academy, he wouldn't wear any Barcelona merchandise outside of the training. He went so far, he didn't even tell his friends that he was part of the academy setup. This humble attitude has followed him throughout his young fledgling career, which will allow the pressures of being labelled the next Lionel Messi to not affect him as much. Unlike Ansu Fati, who was directly given the number 10 after Messi departed, Yamal wears the humble number 27 and brushes off comparisons with the GOAT. With expert dribbling, precise ball control and a level head off the pitch, Lamine Yamal has all the attributes to build a legacy at Barcelona. Whether he is the next Lionel Messi or not, it doesn't really matter, as Yamal is set to forge his own path in football and potentially solidify himself as one of the best players in the world for years to come. I made this video on Mario Balotelli showcasing a different light. I think Mario Balotelli is the most misunderstood footballer in the world. In actuality, he's a really nice guy that's been held down by his earlier antics in football. If you want to see that, check out this video here. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, and I'll check you boys later. Peace.